All right, 9 things every real estate investor should own. So again, today I'm going to talk about 9 things every real estate investor should own. This is Mike with my real estate dojo at mrnofluff.com. Now, I'd like to put a disclosure out here that this is not a financial advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm just an immigrant to America that's followed my dream, never had a job, and was able to make multi-millions at 26, retire at 26, at 30, have rental properties, never use a bank or a credit card. So that's the way I'm coming at you at, okay? So today I'm gonna talk about 9 things every real estate investor should own, and this is my own opinion, not financial advice, okay? So the very first thing is, number one, what I call decentralized land, okay? Digital land. It's it's the future, okay? For many of us, we can't put our hands on top of that. We can't understand it, just like how internet was. But one example is something that I personally own is called decentralized land. Decentralized land is basically digital land on blockchain. And right now, this company that had created decentralized land, uh, they're making big moves. And I think that that's the future for real estate investors. Let me give you some examples how I can see decentralized land evolving in the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, we're going to see situations where, for example, in decentralized land, you can buy plots of land and then build your own. For example, um, concert stadium, and then you can have artists, famous artists, come to the stadium virtually and sell out tickets to millions and millions of people all over the world versus only being able to sell out tickets to a local uh, concert event. That way everyone can get front seat if they wish. The artist can perform in front of millions of people instead of just thousands of people, and the price of the ticket will be a lot less for the users, but at the same time it'll be a lot more money for the artist. That's one example. You can see that happening with like sports like NFL, football, basketball, where these guys can come inside in the virtual world and have an actual tournament, and millions of people can watch and buy tickets for a fraction of what the cost is, and no one have to drive anywhere, especially what's going on with the bugs today where no one wants to go drive. And the push because of um, the bug 19 has made me become a lot more bullish on digital land, because I can see that there's multiple avenues of usage. The ones that I just mentioned were for concerts, from sports events to even universities, where Harvard can create their own Harvard virtually online, and people can come into class just virtually. Okay, and I'll save a lot of money for the students. I'll also save a lot of money for Harvard, which will increase their profit margins significantly, and other educational resources. So now I do own Decentraland. Decentraland, you can buy the coins, which is called Mana, if I'm pronouncing it right, and then you can use that Mana to buy virtual plots, virtual land, and then you can, develop on there. Okay. Um, Now, Decentraland can also be used for real estate investors. It also can be used, like I said, for anyone. It's a virtual world that's just like the real world, but virtually. So, in my opinion, I own Decentraland, and I think it's a great play. Anywhere from 7 to 10 years, it's going to be extremely profitable for me. I could go be totally wrong and lose all my money, but I think the future is going to be decentralized and virtually. Okay, because one of the cool things with Decentraland is that when you create something, no one can edit it or delete it because it's decentralized. It's on the Ethereum network. Okay. Now, the second thing that I think that all real estate investors should own, again, this is not financial advice, is Bitcoin. I think that this is my opinion. If you're a real estate investor and you don't own any Bitcoin, then you're missing the boat. Okay, I don't. I own Bitcoin. This is not a promotion. This is just what I feel in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. Cryptocurrencies are extremely dangerous, but I think that all real estate investors should own Bitcoin because that's the future of the monetary system. Okay, um, there's doesn't take a brain scientist to realize the dollar is losing its value so much. Okay, doesn't take a scientist to see that we're printing so much money. It doesn't take a scientist to realize that we weaponize the dollar, and other countries are trying to find better solutions to circle around the dollar. And it doesn't take a brain science to realize that we're a debt-based economy, and eventually all fiats will go to zero. So that's why I believe that all real estate investors, in my opinion, not financial advice, should own Bitcoin, because that's the future money of the internet moving forward. It's a long play, 7 to 10 years. Everything's, I think, is going to be based on Bitcoin, even world reserve currency, okay? Or one, there may be multiple world reserve currency, but one of the ones, the freedom one, will be Bitcoin, okay? Now, I also believe, again, not financial investment or anything like that, just my opinion is all real estate investors, I think, should own Ethereum, because if you're a real estate investor, then you know the cost you spend at title companies. Then you understand the cost you spend on title policies. Then you know the cost you spend on attorney's fees, okay? And what Ethereum does is a smart contract that eliminates, right, title companies, that eliminates attorneys, that eliminates judges, it eliminates a lot of these middlemen, because Bitcoin, what that does is eliminates the bankers, right? And Ethereum, which is a smart contract, eliminates all the middlemen, like attorneys, like title companies, title policies. Because if you never bought a home before, or if you bought 20 homes, then you know that title policies become a big chunk of money. And to eliminate that, smart contracts will eliminate that, because it'll show ownership on the blockchain is very easily verifiable. So I think that smart contract and Ethereum are the most third thing that all real estate investors should own. Again, not financial advice, just my opinions. Number 4, okay, is gold. All right, I think that all real estate investors should also own gold, because for over 5,000 years, the real money has been in gold, guys. Okay, and the fiat money that's been printed has always gone to zero. I don't care if you look at Rome, you look at Greece, you look at wherever. That's the history. And I think that all real estate investors should have positioning of gold. Now, when I talk about gold, some people say, Mike, I have gold exposures, like I have paper gold, which means that I have a ETF on gold. And I laugh at that, because if it's not your positioning, you don't own it, okay? So I'm totally against fake paper gold, because in my opinion, it's been highly manipulated, okay? And that's why JP Morgan had to pay millions and billions of dollars in fines. That's why Wells Fargo's been fined, because of silver and gold manipulation and so on. So that's why I think that everyone, especially real estate investors, should definitely own gold as, I don't want to say a hedge, but that's the real money, okay? The other thing that real estate investors should own is number 5, which is dry food, right? I think that all real estate investors should be somewhat of a prepper, because you have to be to do that to have success in finances. You also have to do that in society. I think all real estate investors should have dry food that will last them 5-10 years, just because we don't know what's happening. The money system can crash, and there'll be food shortages. We saw toilet paper shortages just a couple of months ago. So I think that all real estate investors should have dry food, for 2 or 3 months, easily stacked up somewhere, right? Which brings me to point number 6, which is having a filtering watering system. I think all real estate investors, okay, should have a filtering water system that they can use and not depend on the city or Big Brother's watering system in case shit hits the roof, right? Everyone needs that, right? The other thing is number 7, right? I think that all real estate investors, I don't care if you're commercial, residential, should own subject to real estate investing, especially in 2020, 2021, because subject to investing deals with motivated sellers, and we have over 20 million, according to Big Brother's numbers, of unemployment people that don't have jobs, which by definition means highly motivated sellers. And what subject to investing is instead of buying real estate with your own money, instead of going to a bank and borrowing money, instead of gathering a bunch of people and pulling in your money. You don't do any of that. What Subject to Investing does is finds motivated sellers that are willing to become the bank for the investor. So the investor doesn't have to borrow money from a bank, doesn't have to use their own money, doesn't have to pull in money from a bunch of friends or family, okay? And all they have to do is become really good marketers to find these gold nuggets and allow the seller, because they already have a loan, to do what? Become their personal bank, okay? And I think that 2020, 2021, and going forward, I think all real estate investors need to become a master of subject to investing. So what it is, I already defined. How to find it, how to structure those deals. If you need help with any of that stuff, then highly recommend joining my profit sharing coaching, where I work directly with you. I teach you how to find these motivated sellers, how to structure these deals. For 1 year of coaching is $5K, and I work with you directly for a whole year. Plus, I give you all my business tools for you to have success. Or you can just download my self-help courses on subject to investing. That's what I teach, and that's my black belt at My Real Estate Dojo, okay? We're having a big flash sale, so go check it out. All right, let's go to number 8, okay? The number 8 thing that I think that all real estate investors should have is owning your time, right? I think all real estate investors need to own their time. I know so many people that are so successful and they have no time, dude. You know, like they work 80 hours, 90 hours, and that used to be me too. You know, I used to own 3 businesses. I used to have rentals, multiple locations. You know, I worked all the time, but I didn't look at it as work. I thought it was, you know, fun, and it was fun, right? But now I've realized that money is fake. They're printing it, you know, and my perception has changed. And I think that everyone should own their own time, right? So some people are selling their time for a job. Some people are selling their time to have more properties. Some people are selling their time to have multiple locations. And, you know, we have to be happy with where we are in life, no matter where we are, right? If we got a 10 bucks in our pocket, we got to be blissed. If we have $100,000 in our pockets, we got to feel blissed. If we have $1 million in our pocket, we got to feel blissed. Because if we're going to wait to have bliss till we hit a certain amount, the number, then when we hit that number, we're not going to have bliss, right? Trust me, I've been there. You know, that's the cancer of consumption, right? And that's why I say I have a disease of being the king of the hill, and I let go of that disease, and I give all my stuff up to the homeless people because I realized that it didn't make me happy. But that's a different story. But I think that all real estate investors should own their time, which is the most important thing in life, because when you die, your properties ain't gonna have no value to you. Okay, when you die, how much money in your bank has no value to you, what your credit score has no value to you, how much Bitcoin you own has no value to you. So your time to do whatever you want, if it's, you know, do what I'm doing right now, be at the park with my kids, go ride bikes, do whatever you want to do, write a book, donate to charity, spend your time feeding the homeless, whatever it is that you like to do, to be able to do that on a regular basis. So that's the most important thing, because, you know, making a whole lot of money, not owning your time, you're only making the banks and the tax man rich, but you're sacrificing your own youth and your own life energy, which is the most important thing. Because what is the point of making money? Is to have freedom, in my personal opinion. Okay, so number 9, guys. Okay, number 9 thing that I think all real estate investors need to have is, of course, my courses. Right? If you don't have some of my courses, you're freaking crazy, because I'm the only guy that I know in America that comes here as an immigrant, starts with $100, makes multi-millions, gives it all up, right? And I'm now turning it into courses for you. And my systems teach you how to be your dreams without debt, without bank loans, without a FICO score, and without a pile of money, because I believe you and your imagination and creativity is more powerful than any stinky bank. Now, if you don't have the imagination and creativity, that's what I give you in my courses. I've given you systemized imagination and creativity, okay? For example, if you're looking to make money online, then make sure you go to MrNoFluff.com and download the new Flip. It's a revolutionary game where I teach you how to make money online, buying stuff at a deep discount and then sell it in at a discount. You know the saying that everyone says, buy low, sell high? I don't do that, because to sell high means you have to wait a long time. What I teach my students is to buy at a deep discount and then sell at a discount so it moves really fast. And this one idea, the new Flip, all you need is $100 startup capital. and you can make 2x to 7x to 8x over so fast. You don't need any other tools, any other websites, any other courses, anything like that. It's revolutionary. I created this course, what I call the game, for my students when they join, so build their confidence plus stack up their chips. For the past 3 or 4 months, all I've been doing is the new flip, guys. That's all I do. I've been stacking my chips. I've been stacking because it's very, very fast. Okay, it's unbelievably fast, and that shows you the power of creativity, that you can make thousands and hundreds of dollars with just $100. No credit card, no website, no nothing. That's a new flip. You know, another thing that I have that's very, very revolutionary is called my VA course. Today, we see that the push is being made to have people work remotely. Well, back in 2016, I've been telling you guys that virtual assistants is the way to go. And I show you in my course, which is pretty intense, right? I give you my contracts, I give you my manuals, I give you my workbook, I give you all the paperwork that I have, plus there's over 2 days of training, 25 years of experience in virtual assistants, and I show you where to find these people, how to find the cream of the cream, how to filter out the shitty ones, how to get people to generate you leads so you can make thousands of dollars, right? All online with just $120 a month. So your option is you can work hard, or you can hire someone and pay them 40, 30 grand for them to work hard, or you can hire someone in India, you can hire someone in Pakistan, you can hire someone in the Philippines. And I show you exactly where to go find these people, how to filter them for them to work for you. And they speak perfect English. A lot of the people that I hire, and I show you how to find these people, have PhDs, masters, bachelors. I'm not finding the junk. I'm finding the cream of that society, and they work for me, and they make 3 or 4 times more than they could in their own country, working right from their home in their computer. And that's what I teach you, which is a win for you and a win for the VAs, because they get to work from home, make 3 times more money. Win for you because you only pay them $120 a month, which is like 30 bucks a week, and they're working 40 hours a week for you. So that's the power of my VA course, where I basically invested $100 and I made 20,000 plus on it, and I document it, and you can go check it out at Mr. No Fluff. Okay, and if you need any other courses on how to generate leads, how to wholesale, how to buy houses, owner financing, then again, MrNoFluff.com, the biggest sell of the year. I basically giving my stuff away free for you because the opportunity is so great. Okay, so to summarize it, guys, there's 9 things that I think that every real estate investor should own. Number 1, I think they should own decentralized land. Okay, digital land. I think that's the future. If you don't know what that is, leave a comment. I could do videos about it. Okay, I think it's a 7 to 10 year play, not financial advice. I think every real estate investor should own Bitcoin, because that's the future of money. It's going to cut out a lot of the banks, a lot of the mortgage brokers. All these people are going to be gone. Okay. Number 3, Ethereum. I think every real estate investor should own Ethereum, especially if you understand how title companies work, if you understand title policy, if you understand escrow, mediation, court. All these are going to be taken away. It's going to cut those off through smart contracts. Okay. It's hard for me to explain in this video, but it's kind of like internet. When internet came back, let's say in 2000, 1999, 1998, no one thought internet would be what it is today, where you can order something on Amazon and get it in 24 hours or 48 hours, right? We didn't have the idea of Uber or any of that, okay? And this is the beginning phase of Ethereum and Bitcoin. We can't see it. I can't see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't see it. I only see like this little much of it, okay? So the next thing I think that every real estate investor should own, my opinions only, is gold, right? Everyone should, I think, own gold. I'm not telling you should do it, but I think everyone, in my opinion, should own gold because it's been around for such a long time. Number 5, dry food, because things can happen, guys. 6, watering filter system, because things can happen, right? And those things are very important. Number 7, subject to real estate investing. I think all real estate investors should own subject to properties. It doesn't matter if they're looking for commercial, because God, hotels, we're talking about laundromats, we're talking about gas stations, we're talking about restaurants, we're talking about retail, all that stuff, man. There's so many people in commercial going bankrupt. Well, they all have loans. Someone can just take over their loans if that's what they want to do. To residential, we have FHA delinquents high as never been in the history of America. People just don't know it because foreclosures just closed down, but it's coming. Okay, we're having 20 million people lost their jobs. Guess what? Some of these people own homes, right? guess what? They're not making payments. They don't have money coming in, right? So it doesn't matter if you're residential, commercial. I think every real estate investor should own subject to properties. If you need help on how to find these deals, how to structure these deals, paperwork, everything you can imagine, then make sure you go to mrnofluff.com and get some of the courses or work with me direct in my profit sharing. And then everyone should own their own time, which is number 8. And number 9, you guys need to be getting my courses because it's not like any other guys out there. I teach people how to be their dreams, where they stand, the way they stand, how they stand. So if you don't got no shoes on, I can show you how to be your dreams. If you're sitting on $1 million shoes, I can still show you how to be your dreams without bank because banks are slave masters, right? And a lot of people don't want to believe that because they're embedded with the banks. But you know, at Mr. No Fluff, we say fuck you banks, and we don't want your money. And soon you're gonna be dinosaurs. Guys, thanks for watching. Click the like button, click the share button, and see you at mrnofluff.com. Peace.